The sun has not yet risen. Cold morning air fills the room. You sit quietly on the tatami floor. A candle flickers beside the family altar. The smell of incense slowly spreads through the wooden house. Outside, the world is silent, but inside your chest, your heart beats faster, because today is the day. Today, you become a samurai. Not a child learning to hold a wooden sword. Not a boy watching warriors pass through the streets. Today, you join the warrior class that has ruled Japan for centuries. But before you take that step, you remember how this life began, because the story of a samurai does not begin with a sword. It begins with a country changing, the rise of the samurai. Hundreds of years before you were born, Japan was ruled by the imperial court in Kyoto. The emperor sat at the center of power. Aristocrats wrote poetry, practiced music, and governed the empire. But outside the capital, the situation was different. Japan's countryside was vast. Mountains separated provinces. Communication was slow. Bandits attacked villages. Rival landowners fought over territory. To protect their lands, powerful families began hiring warriors. These warriors were called samurai. Those who served, they protected estates, escorted nobles, and fought local conflicts. Over time, these warriors became more organized. They formed clans, trained armies, built alliances, and slowly, power began shifting away from the emperor. By the late 1100s, two clans dominated the country: the Taira clan and the Minamoto clan. Their rivalry erupted into one of the most important wars in Japanese history, the Genpei War. From 1180 to 1185, samurai armies clashed across Japan. Mounted archers filled the skies with arrows. Warriors fought with curved blades and spears. Castles burned. Cities changed hands. When the war finally ended, the Minamoto clan emerged victorious. Their leader, Minamoto no Yoritomo, made a decision that would shape Japan for centuries. Instead of returning power to the emperor, he established a military government, the Kamakura shogunate. Yoritomo became the first shogun. From that moment on, the emperor remained a sacred symbol, but real power belonged to the samurai. And now, centuries later, you are about to join them. Your childhood, you were born into a samurai family. Your father serves a regional lord, a daimyo. Your home is modest but honorable. Samurai families live with discipline. Even childhood is shaped by training. At the age of 5, your father began teaching you the way of the warrior. But your first weapon was not a sword. It was the yumi, the Japanese longbow. In early samurai warfare, archery was the most important skill. Battles often began with mounted archers. Warriors riding horses across open fields. Arrows flying in deadly arcs through the sky. Every morning before sunrise, you practiced. You stood in the cold fields. Your fingers pulled the bowstring back. Your arms trembled with effort. You released. Sometimes the arrow struck the target. Sometimes it missed. But every shot built patience. And patience is the first lesson of a warrior, training the samurai. As you grew older, training became more difficult. You practiced with the yari, a long spear used in battle. You learned kenjutsu, the art of the sword. You trained in horseback riding, archery, while riding at full speed, balance, endurance, control. But samurai training was not only physical. Your teachers insisted that a warrior must also train the mind. You studied Confucian philosophy. You learned about loyalty, respect for family, duty to one's lord. You practiced calligraphy, each brushstroke slow and controlled, because discipline in writing teaches discipline in combat. You also studied Zen Buddhism. Zen teaches calmness, focus, awareness of the present moment. But most importantly, Zen teaches acceptance of death, because a warrior who fears death cannot fight freely. The sword of the samurai. Eventually, you were allowed to train with a real blade, the katana, the most iconic weapon of the samurai. Japanese swordsmiths spend months forging a single katana. Steel is heated, folded, hammered, folded again, sometimes over a dozen times. This process removes impurities and creates thousands of layers within the blade. The result is a weapon that is flexible, strong, and incredibly sharp. The katana is not just a tool of war, it is a symbol. Samurai often say, "The sword is the soul of the warrior." A samurai carries his sword everywhere, sleeping beside it, living beside it, dying beside it. The ceremony of Genpyuku today is the day of your Genpyuku ceremony, the ritual that marks the transition from boyhood to adulthood. You walk with your family to the shrine. Priests chant quietly. Incense fills the air. Your childhood name is spoken one last time. Then you receive your new adult name. Your hair is styled into the traditional top knot. A black ceremonial cap called the eboshi is placed upon your head. You kneel before the altar. Your father presents you with two swords, the katana and the wakizashi. Together, they are called daisho, the long sword and the short sword. Only samurai are allowed to wear both. They symbolize your status, your authority, and your responsibility. You place them into your belt. For the first time, you carry the mark of a samurai. Samurai armor, soon you begin training with armor. Traditional samurai armor evolved over centuries. Early armor called guroi was designed for mounted archers. It was heavy and covered the body with large plates. Later, armor became lighter and more flexible. Helmets known as kabuto were often decorated with dramatic crests, crescent moons, horns, golden symbols. Some warriors wore frightening masks, called menpo. These masks protected the face and intimidated enemies, because sometimes fear wins battles before swords are drawn. Samurai society. Samurai stand at the top of Japanese society. Below them are farmers, then craftsmen, then merchants. Farmers are respected because they produce food. Merchants are often viewed with suspicion because they profit from trade. Samurai rarely work ordinary jobs. Their income comes from stipends paid by their lord, usually in rice. Rice is the foundation of the Japanese economy. A samurai's wealth is measured in koku. 1 koku is enough rice to feed a person for a year. The reality of war. Although many imagine samurai dueling with swords, real battles are chaotic. Thousands of soldiers clash on muddy fields, spears, arrows, gunfire. Yes, gunfire. In the 1500s, Portuguese traders introduced firearms to Japan. Within decades, Japanese armies were producing thousands of guns. The famous warlord Oda Nobunaga used muskets effectively in battle. At the Battle of Nagashino in 1575, lines of samurai gunners fired in rotating volleys. Their gunfire destroyed the cavalry charges of the Takata clan. It proved that even the proud samurai had to adapt to new technology. Women of the samurai. Samurai society also included women warriors, known as onabogeisha. They were trained to defend their homes when men were away at war. One famous example is Tomo Gozan, a legendary female samurai of the 12th century. Historical accounts describe her as a skilled archer and swordswoman. She fought bravely during the Genpei War. Her courage became part of samurai legend, the code of Bushido. Over time, samurai culture developed a moral code, known as Bushido, the way of the warrior. Bushido emphasizes loyalty, honor, courage, discipline, self-control. A samurai must be ready to sacrifice everything for his lord, even his life. If a samurai loses his honor, there is one final way to restore it. Seppuku, a ritual act of self-sacrifice, performed with dignity. It is one of the harshest traditions in warrior history, but in samurai culture, honor is valued above life itself, the age of peace. In 1603, Japan entered a new era, the Tokugawa shogunate. For more than 250 years, the country experienced peace. Without constant wars, the role of samurai changed. Many became administrators, officials, scholars. Some taught martial arts. Others served in government offices. But peace brought challenges. Without wars, many samurai struggled financially. Their rice stipends remained fixed while prices rose. Some samurai fell into poverty. The end of the samurai in the 1800s, Japan began changing rapidly. Western powers arrived. New technology spread. In 1868, the Meiji Restoration ended the rule of the shogun. The emperor regained political power. The samurai class was officially abolished. Samurai were no longer allowed to carry swords in public. Many adapted to the modern world. Some became soldiers in the new Japanese army. Others became businessmen, teachers, or government officials. The age of the samurai had ended, but their legacy remained. Night falls over the castle town. Lanterns glow softly in the streets. You sit quietly in your home. Your sword rests beside you. Today, your life changed forever. This morning, you were a boy. Tonight, you are a samurai. And the path of honor now lies before you.